So, due to some work complications, I wasn't able to see Joyride on its opening day. I instead went midday with my mom on Saturday, the day after it premiered. And we were the only ones in the theater. It was kind of funny since we got to vocally commentate over the film as it was going on. My mom even took a phone call.
Just heads up, this is the day after opening day.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your BFF Snowy Aria 663 here right now. Joyride! Since I wasn't planning on seeing Insidious this week, I had to watch the other release that came to my small local theater. I knew nothing of this movie before going in, so how did it fare? Well, I fucking hated it. I don't necessarily think it's a bad movie, but I clearly did not like this movie one bit. And most of that comes down to the downright hypocritical nature of it all. The story follows Audrey, or Aubrey, I can't really remember and I don't feel like looking it up, a woman who was adopted from China as a baby and raised by white parents in America. Her childhood best friend, Lolo, comes from Chinese parents, and therefore she knows more about the culture than Audrey does. Audrey's an overachiever, while Lolo is very set in her own ways and tends to slack off a little more and enjoy life. Audrey has gone on a business trip to China, and Lolo comes along with her as her translator, bringing her cousin, Deadeye, along. They also meet up with a celebrity friend of Audrey while in China named Kat. Hijinks ensue. So what was my problem with this movie? Well, since Audrey was raised by white parents in America, she's very unfamiliar with the customs in China. She doesn't speak the language, she doesn't get the food, and she tends to act more like a tourist because, well, that's what she is. She's a tourist. However, her friends are giving her constant crap for not being more in touch. They tell her that she's betraying her culture by acting like a, quote, white person. They use this as an insult multiple times. They even call her racist and prejudiced against her, again, quote, own kind. In one scene, Audrey tries to deny this.
I'm not racist. You don't like boba and you never f***ed an Asian guy.
Damn, still?
Like, what? This is constantly happening throughout the film, with her being pushed further and further into the Chinese customs by her friends. I get that she wants to connect with where she's from, and that's fine, but the way the movie almost forces her away from her loving parents is pretty hurtful. For those who don't know, loving adoptive parents are some of my favorite tropes in media, and when the child of those parents are acting like they aren't their real family, it hurts to watch. I believe the moral of the story was to be comfortable in your own skin. Audrey constantly says how she never felt like she could fit in where she lived in America, but taking that and flipping it on its head to over-the-top praise a land where your birth mother you've never met lived is sort of odd. I think they could have done more with the message to make it stick, or at least seem more like a message instead of a footnote. The other thing I wasn't a big fan of was the humor. For this supposed comedy, there were only three kind of jokes. Number one, race jokes.
Hey guys, isn't it funny that we're the only Asian people here? Remember that white person? They acted so white, am I right? Hey, white people hate Asian people in America. Isn't that funny?
Number two, sex jokes.
Hey, remember the time I slept with that guy? That's funny, right? I got a tattoo on my genitals. Let's hold the camera awkwardly on it. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, I definitely want to bang this guy even though I have a fiance. Isn't this hilarious?
Number three, curse words. Fuck, hey, fuck you. That's it. They get so old, so fast, that I only ended up laughing at this comedy a single time. And that was a scene at the beginning, which, funnily enough, involves jokes 1 and 3 combined with a single instance of slapstick. The rest of what I want to talk about will involve spoilers. If you want to skip them, go to this time. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Okay, so the twist about her being Korean was pretty unexpected. I really did like the scene with her birth mother's husband. That was extremely wholesome and just about the only good part of the movie. Then again, the way her friend's family basically just kicked her out after finding that was extremely confusing. It sort of goes against the message. Not to mention, it adds more to the racism stuff. It's played off mostly as a joke, with the grandma character even making a quick quip before leaving. Also, I just want to talk about Audrey's friends for a second. Deadeye was the only one who actually seemed okay. They never did anything wrong or over the top in the story. Lolo and Kat, however, were just plain bad people. Lola first. Why did she lie to that asshole about Audrey knowing her birth mom? She just made everything so much more complicated and pushed Audrey to seek out this woman that Audrey previously said she wasn't interested in seeing multiple times. Not to mention, what was the dude's problem anyway? Because she didn't know her birth parents that makes her untrustworthy? She isn't connected enough to her heritage? Why is everyone in this movie so superficial about your race? Lolo does need a wake-up call, and Audrey was justified in calling her out on it. She didn't need to go so over the top and mean about it, but Lola was literally living in a shed in her backyard. She doesn't work because she wants to be a starving artist. She's always thinking about sex instead of looking at the real world. She may have helped Audrey during her childhood, but she's perfectly capable of taking care of herself as an adult. Kat next. Even worse. Kat banged every guy she could back then. Okay, I don't care. Do whatever you want as long as it's between two consenting adults. Then, She lied to her fiance and told him that she was saving herself for marriage. She tells Audrey this as well. Well, this can only go one way. When her fiance finds out the truth and Kat goes into a panic, Audrey rightfully says that Kat messed up and should have told him the truth. Then Kat comes back with,
That's a private matter. You're being really rude right now.
"The fuck are you talking about? You're the asshole who lied to your fiance." Overall, I didn't really like this movie. Then again, I'm clearly not the target audience. I would really like the opinion of some Asian Americans on this movie. All that I got out of it were that Asians don't feel like they fit in America because white people are mean, and any Asian person raised by white parents is a bad thing because they don't connect to their heritage. There are some sex jokes in for good measure and some half-assed message about being your true self. Either that or I'm really dumb because this has 91% on Rotten Tomatoes at the time I'm recording this, so I don't know. I just wanted to leave. Unfortunately, I'm going to be giving this one 3.5 Funtime Fox Feets out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a fun comment. I try to respond to as many as I can. Also, side note, please, I would really like to know your opinions on this film, and the whole race angle, especially. I'm genuinely curious. With all that said and done, I'll see you in the next one, and remember, adoptive parents are valid parents. Bye!